We have in our Parshat Shoftim, the Parasha of Melech, that the king has to have an extra Sefer Torah. Every person has a mitzvah avata kitvu lachem et hashira azot v'lameda et bnei Yisrael. The 613th mitzvah of the Torah is to write a Sefer Torah, which again, very much, especially think about it in a world that everyone was illiterate and you didn't have printing and so on, to have a nation that all of them are not just literate, but they have their own Sefer Torah. Studying it by itself speaks volumes of what the Torah, the genius of Torah, to have that system intact as a mitzvah, that everyone has to have their Sefer Torah, has to be able to learn it, has to be able to be involved with it. V'agita bo yomam v'layla. But the king has an extra mitzvah of having a second Sefer Torah, to learn it all of his life. Now, simply understood is, when you have a power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. When you have a king that whatever he says goes, you have Parashat HaMelech, you have all the authorities of a king. We have it also when Shmuel HaNavi warns Klal Yisrael of the exceeding power of a king. It's, could easily get through your head when you're a king to think that you're really leading it. And the Torah gives an extra mitzvah. It says, the more comfort you have, the more you have to attach yourself to the Torah. The more power you have, the more authority you have. You have to attach yourself even more so to the Torah than a regular person. Now, Elul is a time that we denounce ourselves as being a king. We choose Hashem. Like our own rights, the difference between a melech and a moshel, a king and a tyrant, is melech is chosen by his subjects. Melech is a person that people get together and say, we want him to be the king. Moshel, a ruler, a tyrant, is a person that comes, conquers, and says, you listen to me or else you're going to be killed. So we choose HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Avinu Malkenu, and by doing so we are saying, I'm not the king. I'm dedicated to the Torah. The more a person thinks that they are in control, they're in charge, the more of the Torah they need, right? And the more you denounce that, you say, I'm not a king. I'm just dedicated to the Torah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the more of Elul that is, the more of being Mamlich HaKadosh Baruch Hu, accepting HaKadosh Baruch Hu over ourselves as a king. This can't be En Shnei Melachim Mishtameshim Beketer Echad, says the Gemara. You can't have two kings with the same crown. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu is a king, so then we are not. We are subjects. But at the same time, Bi Melachim Yimlochu, the way we become truly similar to a real king is by accepting the Torah, by attaching ourselves to the Torah. That the Pasuk in Mishlei writes, Bi Melachim Yimlochu, the real kingship comes from a person that is completely immersed and engaged with the Torah. That's something very powerful and very beautiful for all of us to not just to emulate, but to really make our lives defined by this element of attachment to the Torah, especially as we go through this Chodesh HaSlichot VaHachamim, the Chodesh Elul, Be'ezrat Hashem, for all of us. Amen.